Trump's team reacts to interference claims against UK Labour and the EU. Donald Trump's team has voiced deep frustration over recent criticisms from the UK's Labour Party and the European Union following his election victory. This reaction highlights the already complex and strained relationship between Trump's administration and key European leaders, who often hold contrasting views on global policies. As Trump prepares to step back into the White House, his team is keenly aware of the challenges this diplomatic friction may pose for FUT. Prior to the election, the UK's Labour Party came under fire from Trump's campaign for allegedly interfering in the US electoral process. Reports suggest that Labour advisors were sent to support Trump's opponent, Kamala Harris, which Trump's team saw as a blatant breach of diplomatic norms. Trump's campaign swiftly filed a legal complaint, accusing Labour of overt foreign interference. This move stirred significant media attention, with critics arguing that such actions could potentially damage the long-standing, special relationship between the US and the UK. Traditionally, political neutrality is paramount in international relations, especially between such close allies as the US and the UK. This incident, however, points to an erosion of that neutrality and sets a tense stage for Trump's relationship with the UK as meanwhile, European leaders are voicing their own anxieties about the implications of Trump's return to power. French President Emmanuel Macron underscored the need for cooperation, stating that he was ready to work together as we did for 4 years, while acknowledging the divergent convictions of the two administrations. Macron's words highlighted both a cautious willingness to collaborate and an acknowledgement of the challenges such a relationship would entail. The French president reminded both the American and European publics that the alliance between the US and Europe is essential not. Similarly, Ursula von der Leyen, president of the European Commission, emphasized that the EU and the US share a bond that goes beyond mere political alliances, characterizing it as a partnership of peoples. With over 800 million citizens across both continents, von der Leyen pointed to the need for a stable and constructive relationship across the Atlantic. She acknowledged that, despite differing political ideologies, this partnership is a cornerstone of the EU's foreign policy strategy. By affirming the importance of the transatlantic alliance, von der Leyen sought to reassure European citizens of the EU's commitment to maintaining a stable REL. However, some EU officials are expressing concern that Trump's policies could pose significant challenges for Europe. In his first term, Trump's administration took a hard line on issues that are central to the EU's agenda, including climate change, immigration, and trade. By withdrawing the US from the Paris Climate Accord and imposing tariffs on European goods, Trump sent a clear message that his administration was prioritizing American interests above global cooperation. European leaders worry that this America First approach will continue, potentially undermining EU initiatives aimed at addressing climate change and supporting sustainable economic growth. With Trump's return to office, these fears have resurfaced, sparking discussions within the EU on how to best manage a more isolation, further complicating matters. Europe itself is facing a surge of populist and nationalist sentiment. Some analysts suggest that Trump's re-election may embolden right-wing movements across Europe, adding pressure on the EU to address internal divisions. Leaders like Hungary's Viktor Orbán have openly supported Trump, praising his stance on national sovereignty and immigration control, issues that resonate with Eurosceptic factions within the EU. As these factions grow stronger, European leaders may find it increasingly difficult. The complex and multifaceted nature of these relationships means that Trump's second term could see unprecedented shifts in US-EU dynamics. The Trump administration may pursue policies that further test Europe's unity, forcing the EU to either adapt to a new era of American assertiveness or seek alternative partnerships with other global powers, such as China and Russia. At the same time, Trump's team will need to carefully navigate these relationships to avoid alienating key allies. These developments set the stage for what could be a transformative period in transatlantic relations, with potential implications for global trade, security, and in summary, Trump's re-election is shaping up to be a significant challenge for US-EU relations. Both sides face internal pressures that could shape their interactions and complicate diplomatic negotiations. Whether Trump's administration and European leaders can overcome these challenges and find common ground remains to be seen, but the stakes are high for both continents, and the world at large. The coming years may redefine the nature of Western alliances, as the US and Europe grapple with complex issues that transcend borders and demand collective action.